Welcome to another Wellness Wheel Wednesday. Today I have with me Krista Rumberg, and she is with Axiom Mortgage Solutions. So as you all who have been listening know, that I just bring in an expert to talk about how they alleviate some emotional stresses, and how that relates to chiropractic is that not all pains and discomforts are always something physical that you've done, like sleeping wrong or sitting wrong. There could be a chemical or an emotional component that is eliciting some of the stress response. So in order to really kind of get better or really take control of your health or overcome a health issue, we just need to get some help, and a chiropractor can certainly take some tension out of the spinal cord, but we need to also tweak the environment. But emotions are pretty tricky because some emotions could be coming from your family life or your social life, or it could be coming a lot from your financial life. So mortgages, homes, and divorces and changes often kind of have lots of strong emotions with them. So it's important to see how we can address that in order to kind of maybe help settle some of those emotions. So Krista, does that sound like someone that you just often meet, somebody who's super highly with emotions, and how do you help navigate them, or how do you help lessen some of that emotional stress? How do you journey with them so that they begin to feel better?
Sure. Thank you for having me here today, first of all.
Yeah.
So secondly, being a mortgage broker that specializes in divorce mortgages, should I be looking at you or here?
Both. You know,
Okay.
My very first video, I was like, ooh, and then somebody said, hey, we're over here too.
We're over here. Okay, we'll go back and forth. Okay. So being a mortgage broker that specializes in divorce, I have a lot of clients that just really have a lot of unknown. They know that they're going through divorce. They know that their housing situation is going to change.
Yeah.
They don't know where they're going to live. They don't know what their finances look like. They don't know whether they can afford their life. Yeah. So when you come to somebody like me, who specializes in divorce, it can really help solve a lot of the unknowns.
Yeah.
So I get a lot of clients that come to me saying, like, can I afford to keep the matrimonial home?
Yeah.
That's a big question, right? Especially if you're a mom or a dad, whatever, and you have kids, right? Yeah. The kids often go to school near the home, and you know, does everybody need to feel the effects of the divorce by having to move, or can one person stay in the home mainly with the children, and see if we can make that happen? Yeah. So when people come to me, I can kind of gather financial information and put it all together in a scenario to say, these are your options.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
These are your options. You can choose to stay. This is what your payment is going to look like. Yes, you can qualify, or no, you can't qualify.
Yeah.
Or if you want to stay, you have this much debt, perhaps we look at a solution for paying out some of the matrimonial debt inside of the mortgage. We just try to find them solutions so that we can solve that unknown piece.
That's right, because it's I can just imagine the chaos of an upheaval of life as you know it is now going to be dramatically different. So yeah, you nailed it with that unknown situation. So then is it easy for someone to qualify for if they, let's say they're yes. So is it easy for, let's say, a single mom to qualify for a mortgage, or how would you provide someone with this type of challenge?
Well, the beauty of the spousal buyout program and some of the options that we have, it actually allows the receiver of the support. So whether they're receiving child support, whether they're receiving spousal support, whether they're receiving child tax benefit, all of that can be included as income for the mortgage calculation. So that is really helpful in helping the single mom qualify. On the other side of it, this can be equally stressful to the payer of the support. So if we're being stereotypical, in most cases it's the men that are paying this support, and that can be quite restrictive. With the spousal buyout program and some of the options that we have, we can actually kind of restructure the spousal support and the child support to actually help make it easier for men to and let's call it the support payer, to help the support payer qualify. And that takes a lot of stress off of the payer of the support, because they often think, oh my goodness,
Yeah.
you know, how am I ever going to
manage?
I
Yeah.
don't want to eat Kraft dinner and hot dogs for the
Right.
rest of my life.
Yeah.
So this is, you know, it creates a solution for them as well, being the payer of support.
Wow, I did not know those components exist and actually qualify as income. So that's a huge thing. So do you have any personal stories of somebody going through utter chaos and just an upheaval in life, and how you actually were able to settle some of that emotional stress?
Well, I'll be quick. I'll tell you why I became a mortgage broker that specializes in divorce. And I've been in this situation. In 2007, I separated from my ex-husband. At the time, I had 2 little kids. They were 3 and 4 years old. And I was in a situation where I was in mortgages.
Yeah.
And I had to ask my parents to co-sign my mortgage for me. And it's a little bit of a humbling experience when you're 30-something and you can't do it on your own. And I thought, there has to be more to this. Like, there has to be solutions out there. And that's when I started really researching what options are out there for clients, and really started bringing it out. My biggest referral source is lawyers. So if I tell lawyers that this program exists, it helps so many people. So that's the reason why I got into it, is I felt that humbling pain in my first place. I've been in that position. And I'll tell you quickly about a client. Let's change her name for the purposes of the conversation, or maybe I won't even use her name. She called me up and she's like, I don't know what to do. She's like, I run a day home out of my house, and I was playing with the kids in the backyard, and a realtor came up and he pounded a for sale sign in her front yard of her house. And she was devastated. She was crying, and she's like, I am self-employed. I don't claim a lot of income. My ex-husband is really trying to push me out, and I don't want to leave, and I want to stay here with me and my day home kids. And anyway, long story short, we were able to kind of restructure her income and do a self-employed mortgage for her, and she was able to keep the matrimonial home. She actually took a hammer and she whacked the for sale sign down because he didn't have her consent. She was on title. So the realtor wasn't even actually allowed to list the house for sale without her consent, and they listed it anyway. So she broke that sign down, and we got her the mortgage, and she was able to take over the home on her own. And it was a week later that she arrived in my office, and she had a plant. And she walked in and she's like, this is a symbol of the growth that I have went through. Thank you so much for giving me my power back. And she got tears in her eyes, and that makes me feel so happy for her that she was able to do it all on her own. She thought that she was at her wit's end. Like, she thought she was going to have to leave. She was beaten down, and she took her power back and she got her house.
She got her house and her business, essentially.
She got to keep everything.
She got to keep both, which was perfect.
Yeah,
beautiful.
So I love that story.
That is a really good story, because it hits all cylinders. That there's definitely some high emotions that were involved, and you were able to calm down. Now, of course, didn't solve the disrupted marriage and the emotions that she has with that, but one component of it, which is really what the wellness seal is about, just certain experts helping with one aspect of the high emotional stresses. So then, Krista, is there a way that people can, if they're since you do specialize in the divorce mortgages, is there, how can people contact you if they're listening to this, or know their friends, or know of a friend, or a situation where somebody who's in this exact thing and needs to talk to somebody to figure out what they're going to do? Is there...
Well, whatever avenue works best. The office is 780-946-6222. I'm extension 1. The website is spelzobuyout.ca. So there's a bunch of information and resources on that website that they can go to. And
and certainly if you can leave some comments under our, or I'm sure you can private message.
Sure.
Krista, if you have any questions or concerns, but also just if you haven't had an opportunity to like either of our pages, then please do. That would be great. And we'd be happy to help you with either mortgage solutions, or if you have any aches and pains with this upheaval of life that are just not going away, then I can certainly help with those as well.
Awesome.
So Krista, thank you so much for coming here.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it was great. That was good fun. And next week I have Maria Lewis, and she will be talking to us about some physical well-being that she provides. She helps women regain their beauty by making them look pretty with their beautiful hair and skin. So next week, Maria Lewis, and thank you, Krista, for popping by.
Awesome.
And take care, everybody. Bye.
Bye.